So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Robert. If this is your first time tuning in. So what we're going to go over today is the Vortex Crossfire 2. This is a new scope I just picked out. I'm going to actually move my mic down a little bit. It's hitting me in my neck. So I just picked this guy up about a day or two ago. We already got it mounted on the rifle itself. So far, I am extremely impressed, especially for the price point. There is a sale going on currently. I think it ends at the end of this month. I'll leave links down below in the description if anyone wants to check it out. I'm not sponsored. I'm not paid to talk about them. I'm just talking about it because it's something I bought recently and I wanted to quickly bring it onto the channel. It's been about a few months since I've done a review video, so I thought I'd go ahead and talk about it. So, by the way, if you gain any value from this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We'll go ahead and get into it. We'll talk about the box itself, basically the specs on it, and then we'll bring out the gun itself or the scope itself. So, as I mentioned, this is the Vortex Crossfire 2 rifle scope. It is a 4x12x44. Now, right now it's on sale, so I got it for about $140. You can get it on Amazon, you can get it at Academy. There's a couple of different places you can get it. It's pretty widely available. Now, quick backstory. So we put in for some elk hunts with a bow and with a rifle. Unfortunately, we didn't get drawn for bow, but we did get drawn for rifle. So my reasoning behind buying a $140 scope basically is because I don't use the rifle a whole lot. I do more bow hunting these days. So I put more money towards the optics when it comes to binoculars and not so much the rifle scope. But that doesn't mean it's a bad scope. I'm actually really impressed with it for the price point. So that's the reason I didn't go super high end on the scope itself, but I needed to do better than what I had currently on there. So again, we're gonna quickly talk about it. So Crossfire features 2 fully multi-coated anti-reflective coatings for brighter views. It is pretty clear, by the way. The gas rings on my other scope that I've had on there for probably 10 years, I don't even know, a long time. I guess they're starting to fade out or wear out. It started getting a little bit foggy, a little bit like blurry-ish. So that's the reason I went ahead and opted and bought a new scope on it. It is nitrogen purged, O-rings, the seals, delivers fog-proof, waterproof performance, shock-proof construction, withstands recoil and impact. It's a single-piece aircraft-grade aluminum alloy construction. It's a 1-inch diameter tube. It is in a black matte finish. It has a long eye relief with forgiving eye box, fast focusing eyepiece, finger adjustable zero reset turrets, which is something I really like. I hate having to be in the field and adjusting with a screwdriver or something like that. So being able to do it with the fingers is something I really liked. One of the things I was looking at when I was looking for a new scope, excuse me, MOA turrets and reticles and a 3x zoom range. So again, it's a pretty solid little scope, especially for the price point. I think without the sale going on, they're closer to like 170, I want to say, 170 plus tax. They do come with some manuals in here. You have your dead hold, and it gives you like calculations based off of your caliber size, distance, and things like that. So it makes it easier. Here's the tables. It tells you the distance. It tells you even how to measure animals based off of the reticle. That's in here. So that's a pretty cool little neat pamphlet to put in there. And this is just the Crossfire, gives you just an overview on the scope itself, how to operate it. So that's everything inside the box. So now we'll go ahead and bring out the scope itself. So I have it mounted here on a 270. It's a Remington 700, model 700, 270. I've had the original scope that came with the rifle on here for forever, but unfortunately, you know, it started to go out on me. So I needed something new, especially since we're going to Colorado, and the shots are probably going to be further than what I take around here. Most of the shots we take here are less than 100 yards, max maybe 150. And that's pushing it. That's probably, you know, sighting in a rifle or something. Versus in Colorado, maybe you might get up to 200, maybe 300. it's gonna be a little bit further shot. That's what I'm anticipating, right? So I went ahead and picked up this scope. Now, something it does come with is a microfiber cloth. It does come with the protective cases or protective lenses for the scope itself. Now, I guess I'll quickly do a quick, that way you guys can see it. Now, some things that I obviously liked was that I can adjust the turrets with my fingers. These are like an aluminum little caps here. They're pretty solid. They feel pretty good. They're light, but they screw on pretty good. Sometimes I guess the threading isn't the great on some of them, some scopes, but it feels pretty good. These have a nice click to them, and they're small clicks. They're not like I've had some bigger, bulkier ones. They sound louder, or they sound or tougher to turn. These are pretty solid. They're not super tough to turn. They're not super easy. It's kind of in the middle, which is a good mid-range for something like that. Again, these things screw on tight. Same thing with the top one. Again, it just, with your fingers, you can turn this up and down to adjust your reticle. Now, they don't come with rings. These are rings that I already had on the rifle itself. I prefer the rings where I can adjust them with my hand instead of having to bring out a screwdriver in the field, which you can use a screwdriver on these too, but you can also do it with your fingers. As long as you have decent grip strength, you can tighten them pretty tight. So yeah, it doesn't come with rings, but again, this is a 1-inch rings. It's most common ring style. As far as how does the zooming in feature work, it feels it's tight. It's probably because it's still new. Over time, it'll probably loosen up. It's a little bit tight, but I don't mind it. I'd rather have it a little bit tight than just easily turning around. The eyepiece itself also pretty stiff, but it's smooth. It's smooth and stiff, if that makes sense. It feels good. It's not crazy tough or super sticky. It feels fine. Here's the eye relief. We'll go ahead and take this thing out. So you do have a lot of relief here, which is quite a bit. Now this is what everyone's looking for. So we're gonna go ahead and see what it looks like through here. Trying to be as steady as I can, guys. But overall, so far so good. It's really crisp, really clean compared to the other scope that I had on here. It's a huge improvement. Again, for 140 bucks, you really can't beat it. It's super clear. Now again, you can't compare this to a like a $1,000 scope. They're in just different realms. They're in different categories. But for an entry-level scope, or in this case, I don't use the rifle a whole lot. I use the bow more. So I'm only going to really need this a handful of times, probably in the next couple years. Probably once I get older, maybe up there in age where I can't pull a bow back, then I'll probably go back to a rifle. But for now, this is plenty for what I'm going to be using it for. It's going to get me through Colorado. It's good for South Texas for the shots that I'll be taking. Now, obviously, if you're taking some really wild shots, you might want to invest more money. Or if you're a serious rifle hunter, you might want to invest more money as well. But for me, this is good enough for what I'm going to get done. This is more than I need, and it'll definitely get the job done. But it feels good. It's not too heavy as well. It wasn't super heavy. Again, this is a 44 millimeter lens. The bigger the lens, the more glass is used. The glass is heavier. So if you get like a 50, it's probably going to be heavier than this. But they do have this in a 3x9x40 as well. So you can also check that out. I'll leave it down below as well. I was going back and forth between the 3x9x40 and the 4x12x44. The only reason I opted for the 44 was just to bring in a little bit more light, just in case I get into some low light conditions. Hopefully it'll help me out there. And then I did like the little bit more zoom from the 9 to the 12. I don't know if I'll necessarily use it as much, but I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So that's the reason I ended up opting out for the 4x12 on that. But again, it's up to you guys, whatever you prefer. People have different preferences, but it's overall a pretty nice scope. It's pretty clean, it's clear, especially for the price point. Like I said, for under 200 bucks, you get yourself a really good, reliable scope. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, again, I tell you, I'm not paid to say this, but they do have an unlimited, unconditional warranty for Vortex. And from a lot of the reviews that I've seen, people have really good experiences with Vortex and their customer service. So for that reason, I was like, you know what, it doesn't hurt to, spend 140 bucks on this thing and put it on the rifle. So that's what we did. But that's going to be a quick review. Again, it's super clean, super crisp. The glass is pretty good for that price point. I just bought some $1,400 binoculars, which are probably even clearer than this, and I'll do a review on that later at the end of this month. Lord willing, we get them in time. I did get a chance to try them out first, and well, we'll save it for the next video, but they are good binoculars. They're really clean and really, really crisp, really, really clear. So yeah, without further ado, guys, be careful, be good, take care, God bless. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.